Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be getting in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day. So we are going to be doing an Irish apple cake. As always, the measurements will be listed down below in the description box as well as up in this corner here so that you can follow along as we go. And if you'd like to print out the recipe, feel free to visit my website buonabakes.com to find this recipe as well as plenty of other good ones. So with that, let's get started on the ingredients that you'll be needing. Butter, granulated sugar, 2 eggs, either whole milk or cream, all-purpose flour, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, and 3 Granny Smith apples in particular. Now you're going to want these peeled and thinly sliced, so I'll be doing that off camera later. Some oats. You can use rolled oats. All I have is these quick oats, sprouted ones. So I'm going to be using these, but rolled oats work just fine. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I peeled and thinly sliced my 3 Granny Smith apples. This is actually multiple slices. If you care about them browning, you can add a little bit of lemon juice in here and kind of mix it in, just so that by the time you use them, they're not going to be slightly browned. I don't care in particular because these are going to be going inside of the cake rather than if they were, on top and like a display, then I would care. So I'm not going to do that. So we've got a medium-ish sized bowl here for the streusel topping. We start off with 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of oats. Again, you can use rolled oats, it's the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing as this, but it's oats. Oats are oats, okay? Now we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And lastly, this is 6 tablespoons of cold cubed butter. And then we're gonna blend this all together. Felt like I wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do, so I'm just gonna go in with a fork and see if that maybe is doing what I wanted to do. So a little trick to know that you're getting there, if not already there, is that if you take a handful, squeeze it together, and it stays in its shape like this, then you're good. It's a crumble. It literally crumbles. I'm gonna put this in the fridge and let it chill while we work on the cake. Okay, let's get started on the cake. First, we're gonna want to cream together the butter and sugar. So I have 1/2 cup of butter in here, softened to room temperature. We are going to be adding in next 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And then we are going to mix these together with the hand mixer. Okay, next you're going to be adding in the eggs, which is 2 eggs. Which, have y'all ever, I was thinking about the other day, this movie where it was a Disney Channel original movie where the kid would crack the egg, that's horrible, would crack the egg open in one hand, and it was this whole thing, oh my god, what was it called? It was this cooking competition where Bobby Flay was there, and it was kind of like High School Musical where he wanted to do culinary stuff and his family was like, no, that's not cool. And then he was like, I don't care, and went into this cooking competition, and Bobby Flay was the judge, and one of the things that stuck out to me from that was he always wanted to crack the egg open with one hand, or he could and no one else could, something like that. Anyways, if you know what that movie is, please let me know in the comments because I want to try and find it and watch it. I've been thinking about it for like a month. Alright, so everything is nice and combined. It does look a little separated, but I think it's just the butter. So we're going to ignore it. Alright, we're going to set this aside and work on the dry ingredients. And we're going to add in 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using a 1/4 cup here. 4 makes a cup. Alright, it's 1 1/4 cups. Next we will add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just gonna mix this up together. So now we are going to come back to the wet. So we're gonna be folding the dry ingredients in. When I make a cake that has a wet and dry component, meaning milk, alternate them in. Usually makes for a nice thick cake. Mix this in. It's nice and combined, and then we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of milk or cream if you have cream on hand. Fold this in until it's nice and combined. Alright, and then we're going to add in the remaining dry ingredients. And fold this in as well. Now what I'm going to do is, while I assemble the cake and everything, I'm going to let the oven preheat. And so we're going to set the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to grease it with just some avocado oil spray. And then we are going to just spoon the batter in here. And then we're just going to spread it around evenly so it's in an even layer. I'm going to take our apples, which mine have browned, as I predicted. And we're going to layer them all around the cake. That's kind of a thick one, but that's alright. In an even layer. You don't have to worry about it looking pretty or making a cool design or anything unless you wanted to, but it's going to get covered up by the streusel, so as long as it's in a nice even layer, that's all that matters. I'm just gonna where's you gonna dump it? Like you would an apple pie. I'm gonna shake it on top here. Take a fork and kind of spread it around. That is that. And we're just going to put this in the oven for about 50 minutes to an hour until the top is slightly browned and the toothpick comes out without getting wet batter on it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. And if you end up trying this recipe, please let me know how it goes, because I'd love to see how it turns out for you. Again, if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe and also follow my Instagram and TikTok, which is @WilnaBakes. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!